Hello and welcome to Kmtcminds back for another video. Imhotep, and welcome to the channel. Thank you for following me on this channel. First of all, a little bit about me. I'm a Life Path 11 Libra, which represents the Ma'at symbol. And for those who are not familiar with Ma'at, that's the African goddess of Egypt, which is known as Egypt, but it is Kemet. Egypt is the Greek term, and of course Ma'at was the principle of truth, justice, order, balance, and divine wisdom. Ma'at was symbolized by a feather, as well as personified as a goddess of wearing a feather. Ma'at was the wife of Tehuti. So in order for most Libras to have balance in their life, their heart needs to be as light as a feather. And they'll find a lot of peace in that because, Libras tend to care a lot about humanity and other people, and on their positive side of their vibration. And so Ma'at was the wife of Tehuti in mathematics, and Ma'at is the origin of the word number. Numbers form the foundation of mathematics and are used to determine order and mathematical logic, reason, and determine truth. So this is a big reason why, as a Ma'atian, I enjoy numerology, because it gives us a lot of truth. The vibration of this day is January 5th, 2021. This is a good day for expressing your individual freedoms, being able to doing an activity that gives you that sense of freedom is an important activity to do today. It'll help your soul on an internal level, because the double ones in today's numerology is the spiritual plane. So I guess that's why I felt inclined to do this video today. Get into a few headlines, a few news headlines here. So what we're going to do is go over a few personal thoughts that I've had at this moment, just talking about the vaccines and the lockdown, and how in this world today, unfortunately, people have gotten farther and farther away from the Neteru, the gods and goddesses, or even whatever God that you believe in, or whatever faith or background that you have. I'm sure that most people will believe that God made natural things around us. He made the sun, the stars, the moon, the food that we eat to sustain our bodies. And he created the ability for us to not eat and cleanse our bodies, which is called, fasting and detoxification. So God made these natural processes for us to be able to operate in the highest version of ourselves on the physical portion of our lives. So if you believe, if you're a church going person, or you say Jehovah's Witness faith, or any faith that you may believe in, if you believe that God created these things, then what need do you have to be afraid of anything in regards to a virus or anything else? If I'm following God's direction, and in terms of understanding my body, this is where knowledge of self comes into play. If you understand your body, you're then able to operate your body in a way, and what you put in it comes out. So if you're putting in toxins and fried foods and things like that, of course your body is not going to be as your immune system is not going to be as strong. Now, we have people that are breathing in small portions of cotton, which can eventually give you bisonosis. I covered that, of course, in my previous video. It's very important to understand. And we have people that are wearing the mask and taking the vaccines and things of that nature, but people have gotten so far away from what's natural that stuff sounds crazy. What do you mean eat vegetables and exercise and get sunlight? What do you mean? It seems foreign to them. Oh, I got to go to work. I can't do that. I can't cook. I got to eat this fried food. I'm always busy. And so it's very important to, the way the system is designed is to take us out of our natural state, of course. And it is designed in reverse. So they tell you that your life's goal and purpose is to make an X amount of dollars, and that determines your value. Your intrinsic value is how much money you make. When nobody is really happy about making money, we're happy about what it does for our families, the end result, but not necessarily the actual process of making it. A lot of people are just not happy and sustainable, and so that's a big reason why I kind of created this channel. Was I wanted to make I'm going to be working on something that will help people understand their soul's urge and understand their destiny, understand their personality, and have clarity. And I'm going to be doing a lot of research and a lot of work into the program that I'm going to make that will also help people find a pretty good partner. So I'll be working on all these things. It's going to take a long time to make, but once I'm done, I hope I can change the world for the better. The last thing I just want to talk about is just, I guess, these lockdowns and stuff that are coming. So let's get right into the news headlines. First news headline is going to be from Fda.gov. I have a lot of interesting articles that says, pharmacy caught dispensing special flu vaccine just for black people, aka melanated, carbonated people, the indigenous. A pro-vaccine YouTube channel has inadvertently revealed to the world that the vaccine industry offers different vaccines for people depending on their skin color. We all talk about how melanin is different. People want to make it seem like, oh, we're all humans, we're all the same. We are the same in regards to, what we need to survive. Genetically, we're different. And then, people don't want to admit it, but it's obvious to anybody paying attention. Alan Pan, who gets a thrill out of designing various vaccine weapon prototypes for shock value, discovered that his camera woman, Shani, who has dark skin, is skeptical of vaccines. This prompted him to have a discussion with her on camera about her concerns. I don't think you should treat people who don't want to get vaccines or who are skeptical of vaccines like they're idiots, Shani told Pan during the recent segment on vaccine skepticism. I don't have a good enough track record of our government taking care of us or doctors taking care of us for me to feel comfortable that I'm not being experimented on, Shani explained. Let's just look into our history. You've got the Tuskegee Project. You have a radiologist who decided to radiate his patients. So I don't feel comfortable at all putting anything in my body where I know they don't care about me. Now, this was actually a flu shot, but that they were taking. So they didn't take the vaccine. In the video, they didn't take the actual vaccine. They took a flu vaccine, not the COVID-19, not the Pfizer and Tech or the Moderna vaccine. But to go back to this article, we have the words in quotes here, special. The special sums to 29 and 11. And if we go to Article Match version 2.0 on Kmtcminds.blogspot, and we'll go to stop and run again, and I'll paste that in there. That's going to be the article. Click enter. We'll enter the numbers 29. And so we get all these different lists of words that were embedded in the article from Natural News, and we have the words, it says white, or their white weapon related outcome is something I see in this 29 lettering. Okay, so let's go move on to the next article. Strict COVID restrictions could last months, Boris Johnson signals. So this is another thing that we're seeing. This new strain apparently is generating another lockdown. So Britain could face harsh restrictions for many months to come, Boris Johnson and his chief scientist warn, as figures suggest that more than 1 million people in England are infected with coronavirus, or 1 in every 50. The Prime Minister said the plan to emerge from newly imposed national lockdown mid-February was subject to lots of caveats, lots of ifs, He refused to guarantee that children would be fully back at school before the summer, calling this a fundamental hope. Okay, Professor Chris Whitty of England's chief medical officer warned some restrictions on normal life may still be necessary next winter. COVID-19 would not disappear in a single bound, he said. So now, referring to Superman. Although he said he believed measures would be significantly eased through the warmer months. The Office for National Statistics figures revealed on Tuesday that 2% of the UK population were estimated to have had the virus between 27th of December and January the 2nd. Some 1.1 million people in private households were affected with COVID-19 in England, or 1 in 50 people, rising to 1 in 30 in London, the Downing Street briefing was told. The figure was 1 in 45 for Southeast England, Eastern England, and Northwest England. More than 60,000 positive tests were recorded, and 830 daily deaths were the highest since New Year's Eve. I just want to go over again the Pfizer BioNTech, of course, and Moderna. The Pfizer BioNTech vaccine is an unapproved vaccine. Okay. They tell you, they're telling you what it is. Okay. And then they use another word, may. And once again, these companies bar themselves from any legal obligation, even if you die. So I'm not going to go off of unapproved and may prevent. That's kind of like, the words of a gambler. I hope I may do well at the slot machine today. I don't want to turn my body into a slot machine, so I'm going to step out on that one. Israel to enter third national lockdown despite successful COVID vaccination campaigns. So they're, entering into a lockdown even though all these people got vaccinated. This is happening despite unprecedented success with their vaccination rollout plan. Benjamin Netanyahu was blaming it on faster spreading strain first detected in the UK last month. Despite its early success with the rollout of the COVID-19 vaccine, Israel is quickly heading for a third national lockdown as the virus spreads. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and members of his cabinet are blaming on faster spread strain first detected in the UK. Israeli officials confirmed 4 cases of that strain on December the 23rd, days after the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson said it was an emerging problem there. In a cabinet meeting Tuesday, Netanyahu told ministers, "We have a state of emergency." Ministers agreed to lockdown set to begin Friday that shutters schools, non-essential businesses, and forces residents to stay within 1 kilometer radius of their homes. So, are we going to see this in the United States? Are they going to? This comes amid a global uproar over a slow vaccine rollout in the U.S. and elsewhere that Israel has largely been able to avoid. Okay, you got some people waiting out to get their vaccines as well. Texoma woman tests positive for COVID-19 over a week after getting the first vaccine shot. So, this woman tests positive for COVID. After taking the vaccine, we've seen a couple of these headlines come out. If the lockdowns were effective the first time, why are they locking down again? And then, why are people still getting sick even though, supposedly they're taking the COVID-19 vaccine? There's things not adding up. Of course, when things don't add up, it's good to subtract. And, this is the matrix that we live in. So we're going to continue to watch these stories and headlines while we can. Okay, so I'll close with the fact that tomorrow is going to be a 6th day, so it's good to, communicate on a, spiritual level. If there's something that you need to communicate with a person that is important in your life, try to communicate that on tomorrow being a 6th day. Got a lot of projects to work on. Stay tuned.